Do you know there's a place on Earth so cold that machines refuse to work? Not slowly, not randomly, they simply stop. Engines shut down without warning, fuel thickens until it can no longer move. Metal becomes fragile, plastic snaps, batteries go silent. And the strangest part, humans weren't meant to survive here either, yet some did. This is the story of the coldest permanently inhabited place on Earth, a place where technology fails, where time feels heavier, and where survival depends not on strength, but on respect for the cold. This is Oymyakon. Oymyakon is a small settlement in northeastern Siberia, Russia. It sits deep inside the Sakha Republic, far from oceans, far from cities, far from rescue. There are no warm winds here, no gentle winters, no relief. In winter, the sun barely rises above the horizon. And when it does, it offers light, but no warmth. Temperatures in Oymyakon have dropped to minus 67 degrees Celsius. Cold like this doesn't feel natural, it feels unreal. Breath freezes the moment it leaves your mouth. Eyelashes stick together. Eyebrows turn white with frost. Skin exposed for seconds begins to burn, not from heat, but from cold. At these temperatures, the human body becomes fragile. And so does technology. In Oymyakon, engines stop working. Fuel thickens until it can no longer flow through lines. Oil becomes sludge. Batteries lose their charge. Rubber seals crack, metal contracts and snaps. Cars left outside overnight will not start in the morning. Not because they are broken, but because the cold has temporarily defeated them. That's why engines here are rarely turned off. Cars idle constantly, day and night. Sometimes for days, sometimes for weeks. Turning off an engine is a risk. If it stops, it may never start again. Walking is no safer. Sweat freezes inside clothing. Moisture becomes dangerous. Every step must be planned. In Oymyakon, movement itself is a decision, and yet people live here, not visitors, not explorers, families. Children wake up before sunrise and walk to school in temperatures that would shut down cities elsewhere. They wear layers upon layers, fur-lined boots, scarves pulled tight. Teachers arrive, classes continue, life goes on. Fish pulled from nearby rivers freeze solid in seconds. Meat is stored outdoors, preserved naturally by the air. Nature becomes the freezer, but nature also becomes the enemy. The people of Oymyakon do not fight the cold. They respect it, they listen to it, they plan around it. They survive because they understand it. The cold changes how time feels. Minutes stretch, hours feel slow, days blend together. In extreme cold, the brain prioritizes survival, thoughts narrow, focus sharpens. Emotions flatten, people speak less in winter. Not because they don't want to talk, but because opening your mouth wastes heat. Words are expensive here, silence becomes normal, and isolation becomes part of life. Some people say the cold erases urgency. Others say it makes every moment feel heavier. The body moves slower, the mind turns inward. Long winters test more than strength. They test patience, they test mental endurance. They test loneliness. Mistakes in Oymyakon are unforgiving. A glove forgotten, a boot not tied properly, a walk that lasts too long, an engine that finally shuts down. Rescue is difficult. Distances are vast. Roads disappear under snow. Weather changes without warning. The cold does not panic. It does not chase. It waits. And when humans make mistakes, it acts. And yet, this place is not evil. There is beauty here. At night, the sky comes alive. Auroras stretch across the darkness like green fire. Ice crystals float through the air, catching light like stars. Snow reflects moonlight brighter than cities ever could. There is a quiet beauty in survival, a pride in enduring what others cannot. The cold strips life down to its essentials. Breathe, move, stay warm. Everything else becomes unimportant. Oymyakon is more than a frozen village. It is a reminder technology is fragile. Comfort is temporary. Modern systems depend on balance. And nature does not care about balance. When engines stop, when power fails, when modern life disappears, what remains is the human body and the human will. As Earth changes, as climates shift, as extremes grow stronger, more places may begin to resemble this one. Cold zones, heat zones, no-go zones. Places where humans were never meant to live. Oymyakon is not just a location on a map. It is a warning. There is a place on Earth where engines stop working, but humans did not. They adapted. They endured. They stayed. The question is not how cold can Earth become. The question is, how much can humanity survive?